An LMPD SWAT team got a suspect out of his house this week, but they did not use the door. We thank you for joining us here tonight at 11. I'm Scott Reynolds. Police say the man they were after had been shooting a gun outside of his home, and when the cops showed up, he ran back into that house. WDRB's Richard Essex told us that the man's family and neighbors say he was having a mental health crisis.
The front of Brad McKinley's house is a mess. The siding and wood framing were torn off Tuesday night by an LMPD SWAT team.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like it. There was two massive, I almost want to call them like tanks. They looked like humongous metal-cladded tanks, big kind of trucks, and they had these huge hooks sticking out the front of them.
His house is hardly recognizable. His chickens go in and out of the house at will. The red tape across the front door means stay out. Police say Tuesday afternoon several people called them saying McKinley was firing a gun in his yard.
And I heard it was about 3, and a pellet hit my house. I actually heard something, either hit a window or something. So, I mean, there's no telling. It was a lot of gunfire.
Cassie Wood documented the entire incident on Facebook Live from the minute the SWAT team showed up.
And then we seen whenever they were ramming into the house, and then they just jerked the whole front end of this house off. I can't imagine how he felt, especially if he was like that. I guarantee he was terrified if he wasn't able to realize what was going on.
I talked to Brad McKinley's sister on the phone. She lives in Florida and declined to do an interview. But in an email she sent to WDRB, she wrote, LMPD was informed of his mental diagnosis as well as his current mental state, as well as Louisville Metro Corrections. They were contacted and given next of kin information and could have reached out at any point.
He'd been acting differently the last few days. I'm not really sure what was going on with him, but he had been walking through the neighborhood a couple of days before, barefoot and everything.
LMPD says they had a warrant for McKinley's arrest, and when they showed up, he ran back in the house and didn't respond to the officers. After a substantial amount of time without any contact, SWAT made entry into the house and found the suspect hiding in the attic. He was taken into custody without further incident at 7:10.
I heard fire, but I think it was just when they were firing off like the pepper bombs or whatever they're called.
Flashbangs.
Yeah, we seen the smoke go up, and it did get in my house.
McKinley's sister told me insurance will not cover the damage and the house may be torn down by the city. McKinley is now in jail. With photojournalist Mason Mills, Richard Essex, WDRB News.